Welcome, dear listeners, to another chilling episode of Wicked Whispers, where the shadows come alive and nightmares whisper their secrets. Nestled in the picturesque Rocky Mountains of Colorado, the Stanley Hotel stands as an elegant monument to early 20th century opulence. Built by inventor Frelon Oscar Stanley, this grand hotel has hosted numerous guests since its opening in 1909. However, beyond its stunning facade and luxurious interiors lies a chilling reputation. The Stanley Hotel is considered one of the most haunted places in America. This story delves into the eerie occurrences and spectral sightings that have turned the Stanley Hotel into a hotspot for paranormal enthusiasts. Frelon Oscar Stanley, co-founder of the Stanley Motor Carriage Company, built the hotel after moving to Colorado for health reasons. He believed the fresh mountain air would help cure his tuberculosis. Inspired by the breathtaking scenery and the therapeutic climate, Stanley decided to construct a luxurious retreat. The hotel quickly gained fame, attracting affluent guests and becoming a symbol of elegance and comfort. The Stanley Hotel's spectral reputation skyrocketed when renowned author Stephen King stayed there in 1974. King and his wife, Tabitha, visited the hotel as it was about to close for the winter season. They found themselves the only guests in the sprawling, eerie building. King recounted a particularly unsettling experience in room 217, where he dreamed of his young son being chased down the hotel's corridors by a possessed fire hose. This vivid nightmare, combined with the hotel's unsettling atmosphere, inspired King to write The Shining, one of the most iconic horror novels of all time. Room 217, where King stayed, is infamous for its paranormal activity. Guests frequently report strange occurrences such as flickering lights, items moving on their own, and ghostly apparitions. The spirit of Elizabeth Wilson, a former housekeeper who was injured in a gas explosion in the room in 1911, is said to still linger. Her presence is often felt by guests, with reports of an invisible entity tidying up their belongings or tucking them into bed. One guest recounted a particularly eerie experience. They awoke to find their suitcase neatly unpacked and clothes folded at the foot of the bed. Another couple claimed they felt an unseen force gently nudging them out of bed, as if urging them to leave the room. The entire fourth floor of the Stanley Hotel is a hotspot for ghostly encounters. Originally housing female employees, children, and nannies, the floor is now famous for its eerie occurrences. Guests have reported hearing children running and laughing in the hallways, even when no children are present. Room 401 is particularly notorious, with accounts of a malevolent presence that has been known to touch and intimidate guests. Another room, 418, is said to be frequented by the spirits of children who mischievously move items and make noises to disturb the occupants. One guest staying in room 401 reported being woken up in the middle of the night by the sensation of someone sitting on the edge of the bed. When they turned on the light, the room was empty. In room 418, guests have described hearing the giggles of children and finding their shoes mysteriously lined up at the end of the bed. The Stanley Hotel's concert hall is another area rife with paranormal activity. Built by Frelon Oscar Stanley as a gift for his wife, Flora, the hall has seen numerous ghostly apparitions. Flora herself is said to haunt the hall, her spirit often seen playing the piano. The hall's basement is home to the ghost of Paul, a former handyman who is known to enforce the hotel's curfew by whispering, "Get out," to those who stay too late. One evening, a security guard patrolling the concert hall heard the faint sound of a piano playing. As he approached the stage, the music abruptly stopped. When he reached the piano, he found no one there, but the keys were still moving as if an invisible hand were playing them. In the basement, several guests and employees have reported feeling an oppressive presence. One guest claimed they heard a disembodied voice say, "You shouldn't be here," just before feeling a cold hand on their shoulder. Underneath the Stanley Hotel lies a series of tunnels used by staff to move around the hotel discreetly. These caves are said to be haunted by the spirits of former employees. Some visitors have reported feeling an eerie presence or hearing disembodied voices while exploring the tunnels. The smell of fresh-baked bread is occasionally noted, believed to be the work of a spirit known as Lucy, who is thought to have died in the area. A maintenance worker once reported hearing the sound of footsteps following him through the tunnels. When he turned around, he saw a shadowy figure disappear into the darkness. Another worker claimed to have seen a young woman in period clothing walking through the tunnels, only to vanish before his eyes. The Stanley Hotel has attracted numerous paranormal investigators over the years, all eager to uncover the truth behind its ghostly reputation. Shows like Ghost Hunters and Ghost Adventures have documented several unexplained phenomena, including strange electromagnetic readings, disembodied voices, and mysterious apparitions. These investigations have only fueled the hotel's legend, drawing even more visitors hoping for a supernatural encounter. During one investigation, a team captured an EVP, electronic voice phenomenon, of a child's voice saying, "Come play with us." Another team reported witnessing a chair move on its own in room 401, as if an invisible hand had pushed it. Many guests and staff members have their own chilling stories to tell. Some have seen the ghostly figure of Frelon Oscar Stanley himself, often accompanied by a strong sense of unease. Others have encountered the spirit of a small child, often described as a young boy dressed in early 20th century clothing, who appears lost or in need of help. One particularly unnerving account involves a couple who stayed in room 407. They reported waking up in the middle of the night to see a man standing at the foot of their bed, dressed in old-fashioned clothing. The figure reportedly watched them for a few moments before disappearing into thin air. Another guest recounted an experience in the hotel's lobby, where they saw a woman in a Victorian-era dress walking towards the front desk. As the guest approached to ask a question, the woman vanished before their eyes. Despite its haunted reputation, the Stanley Hotel continues to operate as a luxurious getaway. Its ghostly legends have become a significant draw, with many guests visiting specifically for the chance to experience something supernatural. The hotel offers ghost tours, where guides share the chilling stories and history of the property, adding to its allure. The Stanley Hotel's blend of elegance and eerie tales creates a unique and unforgettable experience for visitors. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, the stories of the Stanley Hotel's ghosts leave a lasting impression, ensuring that this historic landmark remains a prominent figure in both hospitality and the paranormal world. The Stanley Hotel stands as a testament to history, luxury, and the inexplicable. Its ghosts, whether figments of imagination or lingering spirits of the past, add an extra layer of intrigue and mystery. As the shadows lengthen and the mountain winds howl, one cannot help but feel a chill, as if the spirits of the Stanley Hotel are watching, waiting, and perhaps welcoming you to experience their world. Thank you for joining us on this spine-tingling exploration. If you found this episode of Wicked Whispers intriguing, don't forget to like, subscribe,